Louie Gohmert took to the floor of the House and went full Christian Taliban on us. He started out discussing the TPP, then he wandered into the realm of gay marriage. Classic Louie Gohmert move. There's no logical connection, but he has verbal diarrhea. And then he said this, quote, "It is a matter of a constitutional crisis when the highest court in the land not merely strikes down and says that their opinion is more important than Moses, depicted up there in the center of this room, more important than Moses, depicted in the marble wall over the Supreme Court holding the Ten Commandments. The Supreme Court says theirs is more important than the opinions established and stated by Jesus Christ when he said, and he was quoting Moses, that a man shall leave his mother and father, a woman leave her home, and the two will come together and be one flesh, and what God has joined together, let no man put asunder." All right, so let's pause here. He's angry that there's a gay marriage case that the Supreme Court is hearing where they're likely going to rule now on the side of gay marriage. So what's he saying? You can't do that because then you're going against Moses and you're going against Jesus. Okay, you sad little man. We don't base our laws in America off of the Bible. But furthermore, even if we did, you would have to allow polygamy right now, because that's the most common form of marriage in the Bible. And also in the Bible, let's be clear, there's examples of daughters getting their father drunk and then raping their father so that they can have kids. Should we make that legal? Men in the Bible chop off their dick and balls and live lives of celibacy. You want to bring that as a common practice? Is that smart? Is that okay? Should we do that? I mean, do we need to go through the list of insanity in there? They ban wearing a mix of two different fabrics. Should we ban that in America to take away 60% of the clothing industry overnight? There's no consistency in what he's saying, and he doesn't even know the Bible, and he thinks he knows the Bible. But the idea that, like, he views it as like it's a duh. Like, well, duh, they're going against Moses if they rule in favor of gay marriage. They can't do that. Yes, they can. Of course they can. Absolutely they can. In fact, you're not supposed to do the opposite, where you even consider, hey, let's do X solely because a holy book says it. That's fucking ridiculous. The Bible alludes to the fact that the earth is flat. Should we codify that into law? Should we make policy based off of that? We'd probably have a hard fucking time steering the ships that take off from NASA to go into space if we go by that ideology, but you gotta follow the Bible, so you gotta do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. He's not done. He says, the great thing is that if a nation is established on Judeo-Christian beliefs, it allows anybody to live here and to function here, and to do so without impediment to one's beliefs, because one can be an atheist, an agnostic, a Buddhist, a Muslim. You can be any of those things, as long as you're not trying to take over the country, like some would like to do. Okay, think... You gotta shake off the stupidity like Taylor Swift. Shake it off. Listen to what he just fucking said. Now, just take out the fact that he's a Christian and imagine it's a Muslim who says this. Let's read that over, but instead of with Christian, use Muslim or Sharia here. The great thing is that if a nation is established on Sharia beliefs, it allows anybody to live here and to function here and to do so without impediment to one's beliefs, because one can be an atheist, an agnostic, a Buddhist, a Muslim, or a Christian. You can be any of those things as long as you are not trying to take over the country, like some would like to do. So in other words, the default position is, well, obviously we get our way, and we need to base the country off of what my interpretation of my religion is, and then everything is fine if you guys just accept my interpretation of my religion. Then it's cool. But that is the problem. The problem is, you're saying the default position is my interpretation of my religion, and if you disagree with that, you're infringing on my rights. No, you're infringing on everybody else's rights in the first place when you say, let's grandfather in my system of my religion. We don't want to do that. How? And he's like, oh, nobody would, be put down under that society, even though I'm just ranting about how we should ban gay marriage. That is an imposition on people. That is taking away their rights. That is not treating them equally. And by the way, you do hear that from a lot of fundamentalist Muslims, not the most hardliners, but a lot of very conservative Muslims say, yeah, no, as long as you accept Sharia as the default, then you could live, if you're a Christian, you could live under it. If you're a person of the book, you can live under it. That's fine. But when we listen to that, do we go, oh, that sounds so reasonable. He's saying he won't slaughter everybody who's not like him. What a great guy. No, we say, but you want Sharia, and that's the problem. We don't agree with that. He's like, just give me Christian Sharia, and then everything is cool. But we don't want to give you Christian Sharia. See, again, the idea is, if you stop me from taking away your rights, well, then you're taking away my rights. But you don't have a right to take away other people's rights, and you think that you do because you're a stupid person. And there's Louie Gohmert in a nutshell.